Did you know that berry farming can yield up to 6,000 pounds of fruit per acre? That's a field of flavor waiting right in your backyard. Imagine the satisfaction of cultivating your own fresh, ripe strawberries, blueberries, or raspberries right at your fingertips. The world of berry farming is as diverse as it is delightful, offering a variety of types and tastes to explore. Stay tuned to discover the secrets to growing plump, juicy berries at home. Before you dive into berry farming, understand the basics. Let's start with the climate. Berries are a diverse group, each with its own preferred climate. Some, like strawberries and raspberries, love the cooler climates of the temperate zones. Others, such as blueberries and blackberries, thrive in warmer, more humid environments. To ensure a fruitful harvest, it's essential to match the type of berry to your local climate. Next up, soil. It's not just dirt. Soil is the lifeblood of your berry plants, providing them with the necessary nutrients and water. Most berries favor well-draining soil with a slightly acidic pH. Strawberries and raspberries, for instance, do best in soil with a pH between 5.5 and 6.5. On the other hand, blueberries love a more acidic soil, thriving in a pH of 4.5 to 5.5. Watering is another crucial aspect of berry farming. While the amount of water needed varies among different types of berries, a general rule of thumb is to keep the soil consistently moist but not waterlogged. Overwatering can lead to root rot, while underwatering can stress the plants, impacting their growth and fruit production. And let's not overlook the importance of sunlight. Berries need plenty of sunlight to grow and produce fruit. Ideally, your berry plants should receive at least 6 to 8 hours of direct sunlight each day. So when planning your berry garden, choose a location that gets ample sunshine. Finally, remember that each type of berry has its own specific needs. Strawberries, for example, need to be replanted every couple of years, while raspberries and blackberries can produce fruit for over a decade if cared for properly. Researching and understanding the unique needs of your chosen berry type will go a long way in ensuring a bountiful harvest. Now that you know what your berries need to thrive, let's move on to the planting process. Planting the seeds correctly sets the foundation for a bountiful harvest. Let's dive into the simple steps involved. Firstly, the quality of your seeds is paramount. Opt for high-quality certified seeds from a reputable source. This way you're starting with the best possible chance for a successful berry harvest. Next, consider the depth at which you plant your seeds. This isn't a one-size-fits-all answer. Different berries have different needs. For instance, raspberry seeds like to be nestled just under the surface, while blueberry seeds prefer a deeper home. Spacing is another crucial factor. Giving your seeds room to grow ensures they don't have to compete for essential resources. Think of it as giving each seed its personal bubble of sunlight, water, and nutrients. Remember, patience is key. The joy of gardening isn't just in the harvest, but in the journey leading up to it. With your seeds snug in the soil, it's time to learn about berry care. Taking care of your berries ensures a healthy and plentiful harvest. Now let's dive into the nitty-gritty of berry care, which revolves around 3 key tasks: watering, fertilizing, and pruning. First up, watering. It's crucial to keep your berry plants well hydrated, particularly during their growing phase. A good rule of thumb is to water deeply once a week, but be careful not to overwater. You want to aim for moist, not waterlogged soil. If the leaves start to yellow, that's a clear sign you're overdoing it. Next, let's talk about fertilizing. Berries are heavy feeders and need plenty of nutrients to grow big and juicy. A balanced, organic fertilizer applied in early spring should do the trick. Remember, it's better to under-fertilize than over-fertilize. Too much can burn the roots and hinder growth. Now on to pruning. This might seem counterintuitive, but removing some of the branches actually encourages healthier growth. For most berry varieties, late winter or early spring is the best time to prune. You'll want to cut back old, damaged, or overcrowded branches, allowing sunlight to reach the center of the plant. But what about pests and diseases, you ask? Well, the best defense is a strong, healthy plant. Regular watering, proper fertilization, and adequate sunlight generally keep most problems at bay. However, if you do notice signs of trouble like discolored leaves or tiny bugs, it's important to act quickly. There are many organic pesticides and fungicides available that can help you nip these issues in the bud. And here's a bonus tip: mulching. This is a gardener's secret weapon. It keeps the soil moist, regulates temperature, and discourages weeds. Plus, it adds a neat, finished look to your berry patch. Remember, taking care of your berries is an ongoing task. It requires a bit of work, but the reward of juicy, homegrown berries is well worth it. Proper care will give you healthier plants and bigger berries. But how do you know when your berries are ready to pick? Let's find out in our next section. Harvesting at the right time is key to getting the juiciest berries. Now, how can you tell when your berries are ripe and ready for picking? Well, it's all in the color, size, and ease of picking. For strawberries, wait until they're fully red. Raspberries should be deep red or black, depending on the variety, and should come off the vine without resistance. Blueberries, on the other hand, should be uniformly blue, with a slight silvery sheen. When it comes to harvesting, be gentle. Use your fingers to cradle the fruit and twist it off. Avoid yanking or pulling, which could damage the plant. For those hard-to-reach berries, consider using a berry picker. And remember, berries don't continue to ripen after they're picked, so patience is key. Wait for nature to do its thing, and you'll be rewarded with the sweetest, plumpest berries. Your berries are ready to be enjoyed, but don't forget about post-harvest care. Post-harvest care is crucial to keep your plants productive for years to come. This is where your diligent attention to your berry plants pays off, ensuring that they continue to flourish season after season. After harvesting, your plants need some TLC. Pruning is a primary task. This involves cutting back the old stems that bore fruit this year. For most berry types, these stems won't produce again. By removing them, you're making room for next year's fruit-bearing shoots, giving them the space they need to grow and thrive. Now, don't be too hasty with those pruning shears. It's important to wait until the leaves have fallen off before you start your pruning process. This allows the plant to store up energy for the next growing season. Remember, patience is a virtue, especially in gardening. Next up, fertilizing. Replenishing the soil with the nutrients your plants have consumed during the growing season is an essential step. A balanced, slow-release fertilizer does wonders. Spread it around the base of your plants, but avoid direct contact with the stems. This will provide your plants with a steady supply of nutrients throughout the dormant winter months. Now let's talk about winter preparation. You might think your plants are tough, but harsh winter conditions can be a challenge. To give your plants the best chance of surviving the winter, consider adding a layer of mulch around the base. This acts as a blanket, insulating the roots from the cold. Straw or wood chips work well for this purpose. Finally, let's discuss the fruits of your labor, the harvested berries. To preserve their freshness, store them in a cool place as soon as possible after picking. Consider freezing or making preserves if you have a large harvest. This way you can enjoy your homegrown berries long after the season has ended. With these steps, you're well on your way to becoming a berry farming expert. Remember, the care you give your plants after harvest is just as important as the care you give them before. It's a cycle of nurture and reward that can provide you with bountiful harvests year after year. Growing plump berries in your backyard isn't just a hobby, it's a fruitful venture. We've journeyed through the luscious world of berry cultivation, from the fundamental basics to the joy of harvest. Let's take a moment to recap our adventure. We began with the juicy fact that berries are not only delicious but also packed with nutrients, making them a great addition to any garden. We then delved into the berry basics, understanding the importance of selecting the right variety and the ideal planting conditions. Next, we explored the process of planting the seeds, emphasizing the significance of proper spacing and depth. We also highlighted that the initial stages of growth are crucial and require vigilant care. Then, we moved on to berry care. We learned that regular watering, appropriate sunlight, and timely pruning are the secrets to growing big, juicy berries. We also discovered some lesser-known tips, like the use of organic compost and the importance of checking for pests regularly. We finally arrived at the moment of truth, the harvest. We understood that picking berries at the right time ensures their taste and nutritional value. We also touched upon post-harvest care and how it can set the stage for your next fruitful season. Now it's your turn to put this knowledge into action. Experience the joy of nurturing your own plants and the thrill of picking your homegrown juicy berries. So, are you ready to turn your backyard into a berry paradise? Remember, the secret to a bountiful harvest lies in the care you give your plants.